everyone, I'm Julie, fabric buyer here at Fabric Mart, and I'm here to share with you a special What's New at Fabric Mart. A couple weeks ago, I had given you a preview of a shipment that we had just gotten in, and I said it was a high-end designer. It's actually Alexander Wang. So I have some of the fabrics behind me here. We have them already on the website for you. So I'm going to share some of the fabrics with you, giving you the feel and the look of them, also give you some pattern recommendations. But you'll probably notice that a lot of them are pretty basic. And yes, they might be basic, but they're gorgeous fabrics, many of them imported from Japan, Italy. You know, they're just really fine, good quality fabrics. And they're going to be basic, but I think sometimes we get so caught up in prints that we just need some really great solids in our wardrobe as well. So let's go take a look at these fabrics. Let's start off here with this collection of gorgeous Italian boucle fabrics. They are all from the Alexander Wang collection and all have some metallic in them. This one here is a black and white kind of small plaid boucle, and they're all woven. Here's the back. Here's a solid black. Doesn't show up. There we go. We can see it a little bit better there. They have a really nice soft hand and feel to them, a nice medium to heavy weight. So you could do flowy coats and jackets. They'd have some really nice movement. And this creamy white one is just so luscious and soft and just feels really, really good. So aside from some of the traditional things that you could use boucle with, I thought it would be fun to maybe do a Moto Jacket. So I would recommend the Dana Marie Designs Moto Me Jacket. We actually had a class on this in the wintertime, and some of them, the ladies, their jackets turned out awesome. So I would recommend the Moto Me Jacket. In this grouping, I'm featuring some satin type fabrics, so they all have a shiny face to them. We're going to start over here with these two fabrics. These are a really nice drapey washed crepe back satin. You can see the kind of the crepe showing through on the satiny shiny side. And then here's the back. And when we say that they have a washed look, they look a little bit more washed and somewhat sort of casual looking. Just have a really nice drape and hand. This is what we call a pearl white satin. It's a nice, really drapey, fluid satin, and it's a triacetate and polyester, and it's made from Japan. I should mention that these fabrics also were made in Japan. And then last, this is a little bit more of a satin with a bit more body. It has a washed look to it, and the back has a very fine kind of, there we go, a little bit fine file or ribs in the back. So it definitely, those ribs give it a little bit more body, and we call this a ballet pink. This is a rayon and nylon satin, also made in Japan. So aside from some formal wear that you would just assume you use satin, I thought I would pick some more everyday things that you could wear with these. So this is the Calvin wrap dress or top from True Bias. The Roscoe blouse and dress from True Bias is also a great option. And then also the saltwater slip from Friday Pattern Company. I think they would all be really great options for making something a little more casual out of these satins. And if you needed a lining for a jacket or a coat, I think that these would be really great too. Your hand would just, or your arm would just slip right into these, the coats and jackets if you use these for lining. This may be basic, but this is a very pretty chiffon. It's 100% polyester, but it has just a really fluid drape to it. The color here is not showing up really great. It's a nice true black fabric. This fabric here is a stretch crepe file. It has a very textured face to it. You can see both sides. It's just very kind of crinkly, crepey, but I call it a file because it has crosswise ribs, but it's very textured like a crepe, and it has really good stretch. If you stretch it out, it just has really good stretch. And the color that's showing up on the screen is really not what it is. It's more of a darker camel color. So maybe when I put the pattern here, there we go, it'll change it. So I would recommend the Chilton trench coat from Cashmerette Patterns. The stretch in this fabric would give you a lot more movement in the jacket and just make it even more comfortable. And then I'd also recommend the Upton dress from Cashmerette. We also carry the expansion pack for this pattern, and it's just a really fun dress, and you can, depending on the fabric that you choose, can really determine the look. So I think if you use this fabric, it would look more like this dress, where it's more standing out away from your body, and it's just a lot fuller of a dress design. Here we have some basic fabrics that are good for lining. Over here, this striped fabric is 100% polyester Bemberg lining. This is what the manufacturer had called it. So it's like a Bemberg rayon feel, but it's made out of polyester. Just a nice, great basic for lining for jackets and coats. You could actually use this for shirts. It will give you that cotton shirting look, except it's polyester. And then over here, these are 100% polyester Crepe de Sheens. These have just a really nice soft hand versus some other Crepe de Sheens that I've seen that are polyester. They're nice and soft and almost have a sort of a washed feel to them. So they're going to feel really good on your body, whether you're doing tops, dresses, or even using it as a lining. These two fabrics, while they are just a nice basic white and black shirting, they have a very fine twill weave that sort of shows up here. The black one here is a little bit stiffer than the white one, but they both have a crisp hand. You can kind of hear it. So I would say that they're going to be, that when you wear them, they're going to stand out a little bit more, or you're going to need to use darts, or and if you use some pleats or gathering, it's going to stand out. But they're really gorgeous pieces of fabric, and they're also from Italy. And then here we have a gorgeous piece of cotton twill. This is a cotton and polyamide blend, I believe. And while it's really basic, it's a nice medium going towards heavyweight. It's going to have a lot of body when you wear it. So it's going to be better for jackets or dresses, but it has a nice kind of shiny face, even though it's not a sateen, it's just a twill, and just looks really expensive. And then the last cotton that I'll talk about is a double-faced cotton twill. It has a very, very fine twill weave that you can see here, and the black is a very dark, nice black. I'm having a hard time getting the good look, but this is kind of close. But it's a nice, crisp, heavier cotton, better for jackets or coats. So that Chilton trench coat that I talked about earlier would be really great, or any other structured jacket. So I'm going to end here with a couple suiting fabrics in wool. These two here are a wool and mohair blend. It has a nice plain weave. This one here is called pewter blue, and they are from Italy. And then here is a black one. Just a nice, great, solid black wool suiting. Can't go wrong with this. The last one here on the video is a wool blend twill. Let's see if I can get the twill here. Yeah, there. You can see the twill weave here. And it's a lot brighter here in person, on the video, but it's much darker and a really, really good quality medium weight twill suiting. This one was actually made in the USA, and it's a blend with viscose and wool and some elastane. So I think this would be really, really great for fall and going into winter, since it has a little bit more of a medium weight.